Shalom, family. Shalom. Prophet here. This is part 8 of the spiritual encounter series. In the last part, I talked about how the Most High sent me on a mission in that dream, and how it made me feel and how it affects me until this day every time I get together with the brethren and build and link up. So this video is the second time I encountered that demon in real life. So what happened here is I was hungry. I wanted a snack. It was probably late in the evening, maybe 8, 10, something like that. It was dark outside. So I step outside on my porch and I get a breeze. It was like a cool breeze, but I caught her chill. Like, it was weird. It had an eerie feeling to it. It was bad. Like, something was in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for my people who know how Chicago is, Chicago had that cool breeze, but it was different, right? So I'm walking. I get to my corner. I get to the corner of my block. And the way that it's shaped, the store that I wanted to go to, I really wanted to go to the gas station. So there is 2 streets. So it's 145th, 146th, 147th. 147th is the main street. That's called Sibley Boulevard, right? 146th Street was right here. 145th Street, which was what I was on, was right here. And then my street goes all the way up from 145th to, well, it go past Sibley, but the way I was looking at it, it stopped at Sibley, right? So the street on 146 didn't go over. It stopped because that block, it didn't have a way to cut over. You'd have to either go down and around or up and around. So I get to the corner of 145th, and I look to the left down the block. And 2 blocks down, underneath this street light, the only street light over there, I see this shadowy figure. And I immediately get the same feeling that I got when I was on the phone and he held me down, right? He held me down and he was trying to kill me. And it was familiar. I might have said this in the first demon encounter video. Like, it was a familiar feeling that I got every time I ran into this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I see him, and he was just sitting underneath the light looking at me. He wasn't moving. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just right there. So I like close my eyes. I try to shake it off, and I look up again. When I look up, he's a block closer, right? So he was 2 blocks at first, and I look up again, and he's a block closer. So I said, oh, no. So I started walking. But I'm like power walking. Like, you know them people that be out there on the track or on the side of the road, and they got their fanny pack, and they be going, they got their headphones in, I was power walking. I was like trying to get to where I was going, right? So, like I said, my house was on 145th, and that was my corner. I looked down and I saw her. So I walk up to 146 because I normally just cut over, get to the next street, and then go up because it's a straight shot to the gas station. That's on the other side of Sibley. So I get to 146, I make that right. I'm walking down the street. I look to my right. And the way that street was set up, it was a bunch of open lots because I guess, houses was there at one point in time. They got tore down, and it was just a big open lot. So there was one house on the corner, right? And then a huge open lot, and then another house, and then a huge open lot, and then it went to like where Checkers and the this little mini mall area was, right? So it's just open space. So if you're standing on 146 and you're looking down like towards 145th, all you see is this open lot, the alley, and then the back of the houses that's on 145th on that side. So I'm walking and I look over, and on the other side of the lot in the alleyway, the demon figure was right there, parallel to me, moving as I move. So I look, and he's looking at me the whole time, and I freak out. I start running. But as I'm running, he's floating like the same speed that I'm running, and we're going parallel. He would not let me get away. Like, I was Yeah, bro, I was crazy. But on my left-hand side, it was nothing but open lots and then one abandoned house. Come on now, we from the hood now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it was open lot on my left-hand side and then one abandoned house and then open lot up until the street that I cut up to go to the gas station. And it was a few houses right there before you get to the liquor store's parking lot and then you cross Sibley. So I jet through the open lot. I ran past the abandoned house. I hit the alleyway. I kept going down the alleyway. And when I got to the end of the alleyway, I turned left and jetted up full speed. And this was high school. I was kind of fast in high school. Now I'm going full speed, sprint. I cross Sibley. I go in the store. It's light everywhere. I'm looking out the window. I don't see nobody. I don't see nothing. So I'm like, all right, cool. Whew. So I get what I'm going to get. I think I got some chips and some candy bars, whatever. I don't know what I got, but I get it. I pay for it. I go outside, and I'm sitting underneath the light, underneath the overhang from the gas station. I'm like, I just said a prayer, like, please, Lord, get me home. Please, Lord, get me home. And so I crossed the street, and this time I didn't want to go back the way I came because it was too dark. So I was like, I'm going to just stay on Sibley, come all the way over to Levitt, to the street that I was on. Levitt is the name of my street. Come up to Levitt and then go straight down. I don't want to come through the dark all the way through these zigzags that I normally do. So I'm like, I'm going to stay. So I'm staying by traffic. Traffic going. I'm feeling more comfortable. It was a small used car lot right there, and it had lights up, so I felt comfortable. But I'm looking. I'm head on the swivel. I'm looking. I get to Levitt. I make that left, and I'm going down, and I can see the route that I came. I see both open lots. I see where he was at when he was running parallel with me, but no one's there. I keep coming. I keep coming. I keep coming. And then I get to my corner on 145th, and I look to the left. I don't see him. I look to the right. He's 2 blocks down again, right underneath that street light that he was at first. I take no prisoners. I straight dead sprint all the way to my house. I do not stop. I do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I kid you not, I jump from the bottom of the steps all the way to the top step. Almost crashed into the screen door, opened the door, ran into my house, period. Like, I wasn't playing no games. I know I called on the Messiah before. He rescued me, but in that moment, I was scared. I asked no questions. I just got home. And then I sat in the room and thought how stupid I was for even going to the store anyway. Like, once I saw him, I should have just ran straight back home. Like, knickknacks and a bag of chips ain't that important. But I don't know. I didn't think about it at the time. So I get in the house. I pray. I thank God for getting me home safely, pretty much, because he could have did some things. I was wondering why he just didn't come straight at me, like the time when I blinked and he popped up a block closer. I knew I wasn't going to close my eyes and blink again, and then he would have been right in front of my face. So I wasn't going to blink. I made sure my eyes was open. You know, when you keep your eyes open and it start burning, yeah, I kept my eyes open. I wasn't finna close my eyes. And then I'm power walking in and I'm running and the wind is going in my face and the eyes is watering up. But I don't know, and that's how it happened. And I run into him again. He got bold. He came into my room, but we'll get into that in another video. But like I said, I hope these testimonies are edifying to you guys. I hope it's shedding light on some of the supernatural events that do happen. People, these things do happen. I know that, especially when a lot of us coming from the Christian church, or some of us coming from the Nation of Islam and different things like that. We hear about these types of things as the pastor's preaching, right? They might say that they cast out a demon, or they might say that, you know, these things happened in their life, right? And everybody in the congregation is going like, yeah, pastor, amen, amen. But when something actually truly happens in someone's life, people look at that person like they're crazy. We know it happens because it happens in the scriptures. So how is it okay on Sunday to hear about it, but then when it actually happens to discard it as crazy? That, that's one of the reasons why I am doing these videos and explaining some of these things that's happened in my life, to give my personal account, because someone needs to hear it. Someone out there is dealing with some of these things that I'm dealing with, or have experienced some of the things that I've experienced, and they can relate, and somebody's calling that person crazy, and they're seeking the Most High, and they're trying to get some encouragement. This is what these videos are about. Don't think for 1 second that none of this stuff can not happen to you, because it can. It really can. You know what I'm saying? I was just a normal boy from Chicago. Why is all of these stuff happening to me? That was one of the reasons why I ran away from God for a while in my youth, because I didn't know how to handle all of that. I felt like Jonah, but I hope this was edifying. Hope that you guys stick around, watch the previous videos if this is the first video you've seen, and then there's at least 2 more that's going to come out. So until then,